All right, folks. Now, here's a face we haven't seen in a while. Creator of brandytize.com. Wayne Marsh is here with a few pointers on how to use digital marketing to make the most of your business. Morning, friend.
Hey, morning.
Hope all is well. So digital marketing just being advertised on the net.
Basically,
That's
what
it means.
Yes, yes. At any digital channel.
And you don't, you're suggesting companies and don't do that enough?
It is growing significantly because brands are now realizing the impact that digital can have and that it works. Because at the end of the day, no one, they have to make sure that every dollar spent, they get value in return. So brands are now investing more.
Before we get specific, how do I do that though? Do I have to have my own website or what?
Well, I like to call it brands have to focus on their poem, which is the paid, owned, earned media. So paid, owned, and earned media.
Right.
So paid is where they will advertise, pay to advertise on Facebook, Instagram, or Google AdWords. Owned media is where, as you said, you have your own Facebook, own Instagram, own blog, own website. And of course, earned media is where you get the crowd or people to talk about you. And even with earned media, the cool thing about earned media is that you create content online and then you get traditional media to talk about it.
Okay. All right, so we have 5 points. Data-driven marketing. Explain.
Okay, so data-driven simply means that you have to measure what you do. And that's a cool thing about digital. And if for traditional media, if you place an ad, let's say in a newspaper or TV, you don't get immediate feedback as to how many people saw it, how many people interacted with it. Digital, you can actually do that. You can look at how many people it reach, how many people click on it. So you would use that to determine how best to
whether
carve
you need
out
to
what
expand
works.
or if you're finding that or which other area you need to
Exactly.
go. Okay. And it says turn big data into smart data with good data.
Okay.
Explain.
So big data is the fact that everything you do online is recorded somewhere. If it's not, never search for how to make an omelette. That data that someone searches is there. So as people search and put data out, post on Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg and his crew, everybody, Twitter, they're all capturing all this data. So in some cases, you can get it for free through these analytics portal, as well as what they call a fire hose, which is basically like a lot of data coming at you.
Right.
But for it to make sense, you have to basically filter that big data into more actionable smart data so you can know best to approach.
High quality content.
Okay, so they always say, content is king. So because there are persons who, some people like to read, some people prefer to watch videos, etc. Which is the next point in terms of personalization, you have to figure out, okay, based on who you're targeting, what's the best method of putting that content together. So whether it's in the form of a video or a blog, etc., you have to ensure that the content engaging our people will just browse past it, skip it out, and you're not getting the engagement or impact.
Is that a trial and error thing, or should I find out from an expert exactly how to go about it before I...
Okay, good question. It's kind of like a trial and error, but the thing is that the trial, when you put it out, you can actually use data to tell what works. So for example, people, let's say if you wrote a book and you want to figure out what's the best title, you could use some paid advertising and to put out, let's say, 2 different titles. And whichever one people click on more, that's the one that they'll grab. So use data to kind of tell what works best.
Okay. You kind of mentioned this before, video.
Okay. Video is, that's what makes people count. In fact, on YouTube, every day we consume about 4.4 million hours of content collectively. Around 500 years of content is consumed.
Every day?
Every day. That's how much, with all the people online. So a lot of videos consumed, but it has to be engaging, because even going back to you put your content on YouTube, most people don't watch all the content to the end. It has to be engaging. So although you might have a video like this on Netflix where you might binge watch Orange is the New Black for the whole day, but then you see some other content and you watch 2 seconds and you skip it. Or even, when people pay to advertise there, they say, you can skip this ad in X seconds. Most people skip it. So the key is that, So the key is that with video, although it's very effective, it has to be, if it's boring,
How long should it be? Is there a specific time, or it depends on what I have to
As
say?
I was saying, it depends. So
Yeah.
the key to it is to capture attention early, you know.
Right up front.
Right
you
up
want
front,
to-
right.
so-
Yeah, whatever you have a call to action, don't leave it at the end, because most people don't
Right.
watch your own content video to the end.
Yeah.
And as I said, unless it's very
Yeah.
engaging.
Personalization.
All right, that is going back to what I said, targeting figuring out who is your persona. So if I'm talking to Neville, or I'm talking to Neville's son, the channels you engage on may be different. You know, you may not be on Snapchat,
Yeah.
but your son or daughter may be.
Right.
So if I brands focus on the various channels in terms of where to reach them and how to reach them, you know. So if I'm talking to you, I might use a football theme.
Right.
But if I'm talking to a beauty queen, I might use some fashion content
Okay.
to grab
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Just kind of figure that
The
out.
final one, mobile focus.
Okay, so that encompasses everything.
Everything.
Meaning that, yeah, because with mobile now, that's where more and more we're consuming our information, you know. I can jump on my smartphone now and be watching this live via One Spot Media. I could, you know, so more and more we're using our mobile devices to consume data. So we have to ensure even our website is what we call responsive, meaning that when I go on your website, I should basically view it very easily and navigate it on my smartphone versus if it was on my desktop, PC, or some other device.
But really and truly, if like me, who is not necessarily a techie person, I need somebody like you to lead me through all of this, don't I?
Yeah, it would help you, yeah.
So I need to get the expert.
Right.
Is it easy for me to understand everything that you just said, even if you are like me and not necessarily a techie person? Is it?
Well, I hope so, but but I'd say yes, because what we're talking about is not much different from traditional media advertising. It's
Right.
just that we have different channels
Yeah.
and different tools to help us to do a lot more.
And we have proven that this works.
Yes, in
A
many
lot of
ways.
people are.
Right.
I mean, the phone. Everything is there. Isn't it?
A good example would be even how earned media works. So, let's take in the U.S. election, Donald Trump. He used Twitter a lot as a channel to advertise.
Right.
And he has boasted that he has got like $2 billion worth of $2 million worth of free media, because when he tweets, whether it's 3 o'clock, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
or 4 p.m., then traditional media picks it up, so he earns media through that way.
Right.
And a lot of times they find.
All right. Okay, so it's data-driven marketing, high-quality content. We move to video, personalization, and mobile focus, which kind of, as you said, encompasses.
Right. All within
everything.
your poem strategy, your
Yeah,
paid own earned media strategy.
Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, man. Okay.
All right, the creator of Branditize.com, Wayne Marsh. All right, folks, as we move on, is the classroom stressing out our teachers? Lekem Samaj weighs in after the break. Soon come.